Hi, it's Michael Taylor from TrackWorthy. We are taking delivery of a 2017 Fiat 124 Spider. For some of you watching this video, you'll be familiar with this car from an earlier part of your life, from the mid-1960s to the mid-1980s, when we had the original Fiat 124 Spider, which had a very similar hood to this car. But for those of you who are not familiar, you may be thinking that this is something quite similar to a Mazda MX-5, and you wouldn't be wrong. This car is manufactured and assembled by Mazda in Japan, and comes off the same assembly line, but there are different features about this car than the Mazda. The biggest difference with this car versus the Mazda MX-5 is under the hood. So at the heart of this car is a 1.4 liter turbocharged engine built by Fiat. Whereas in the Mazda, you have a 2 liter non-turbocharged engine built by Mazda. This car is 5.5 inches longer. It has a slightly bigger trunk so that you can put probably one additional little bag inside. This car has a prior generation 6-speed manual transmission. So the current MX-5 has the next generation 6-speed manual transmission. And this car, they've gone with the prior gen manual, more bulletproof, I guess, transmission to handle the slight increase in horsepower over the Mazda MX-5. The suspension is, the components are similar but different. This car has been tuned by Fiat, so it has a little less body roll than the Mazda MX-5. On the highway, the Fiat 124 Spider is quieter than the Mazda MX-5. The Fiat 124 Spider has approximately 195 pounds of weight more than the Mazda MX-5, and some of that weight is attributable to the addition of sound deadening materials. So they've added a little more insulation between the firewall and the engine compartment, and they have added more sound deadening underneath the carpet and in other spots. There's very little storage space inside this car. Nothing in the doors. There's a little bit of a well in the center armrest. Not big enough to put a phone, although there's space for the phone just in front of the gear shifter. And this car is extremely well equipped. So we have nav, we have XM satellite radio, lane changing assist, which is very helpful. We have a rear camera. So our destination today is the JW Marriott the Rosseau Resort and Spa, a couple of hours north of Toronto on Lake Rosseau, up in the beautiful Muskoka region. Part 2 of our video, we will hopefully get in some of the beautiful scenery from up there and provide you with feedback and our driving impressions of the car, let you know what this car was like on the way up and what it's like up there. So stay tuned.